Yeah, man. So this is what y'all gotta understand, if everybody was beautiful, then they couldn't have a human prison bar system. Okay? And what I really wanted to say is everything that you see, it comes from the same source. Going back to before the time of the great falling away. Now we are living in the time that's known as post great falling away. Okay? Now, the good, the bad, the ugly, it's all from one source of DNA. Now, what that DNA did, that's another story. Now, that one source of DNA, whether it mutated, turned bad, turned ugly, that's besides the point. The point is we all come from one source. And the thing is, it understands, and when I say it, I'm referring to the human prison bar system, because it is an entity. That's another thing. The human prison bar system is an entity. That's right. Let me look, wait till these people leave. Wait, these people walk by. All right. Now, it is an entity, and here's the thing. It operates, it's not a self-sustained entity, it's a parasitical entity. It needs you, it needs your attention. And not only does it need your attention, it also needs tension. Attention and tension. It needs tension in the atmosphere in order to create the negative energy. Okay? That's why it is the very opposite of the time before the great falling away. Post great falling away is the opposite of the great falling away. Before the great falling away. Let me say that again so you won't be confused. Post great falling away is the opposite of before the great falling away, when there was nothing to worry about. That's the only thing that existed. Nothing to worry about. Post great falling away is this life that we experience now, which is based upon gaining your attention and creating tension, tension, to create negative energy. Before the great falling away was positive energy. Negative energy is an illusion, because it can only be real if you play into it. It's only real if your emotions are still captivated by it. It's a parasite. Negative energy is a parasite. It needs somebody to give it attention in order for it to be real. So negative energy is an illusion. Now I'm going to segue into the illusion of difference, how it plays into everything being from one source, but there are mutated parts of the one source, and that's where you get the ugly from. Ugly is just an aberration of something beautiful. Bad spirits is just an aberration of something that was once a good spirit, but decided to do its own thing and created this human prison bar system to keep us captivated in the illusion. So, here's the secret. This is why you have people who look different. Some people look good. Some people look ugly. Some people you find attractive. Some people you find unattractive. The reason this is because is designed to create tension. It's not designed for you to be satisfied. If every woman was beautiful and looked exactly the same, if every man was handsome to a woman's eye and looked exactly the same, that would mean the world would be at peace. Nobody would be envious of what the next man had because his woman would look exactly like the next man's woman. No woman would be trying to get with the next man's. No woman would be trying to get with the next woman's man because her man would be identical to the next man, to the next woman's man. So everything would be like perfect. It would be peaceful. Everybody beautiful. Everybody looked the same. But it couldn't be what it is if it was that way. So that's why the illusion of difference is a necessary thing that the human prison bar system must implement, because it needs you to have jealousy. It needs you to have envy. It needs you to look at the next man's wife and say, oh, I wish I had her. It needs the next woman to look at the next woman's husband and lifestyle and covet what she has. That's why we say coveting is a sin. Envy is a sin. Jealousy is a sin. All of these things are in the human prison bar system. It's what makes it function. You see? So that's what difference is about. If everybody was the same height, if everybody could make the NBA, if everybody could make the NFL, then there wouldn't be an NFL. There wouldn't be an NBA. If everybody had the equal amount of capability, agility, athleticism, intelligence, then nobody could control the next person. So this is where the law of dependability comes in, because they need you dependent upon somebody else. Because if you had everything stored inside of yourself, you wouldn't need anybody else to help you. You wouldn't need anybody else to call upon. You wouldn't have to go work on no job. You would be self-sustained, self-sufficient. And that's a part of a prison. I mean, that's anti-prison. Being in a prison means you are not fully capable of standing on your own too. You need somebody you need to ask somebody for water, for food. You need somebody to fix your car. You need. See, lacking creates needs. Needs create needing to be led by somebody who has more information about a particular area in life than you do. So it leads you into this dependability, and dependability is something that creates, it's a necessity. So it creates a prison. And especially when they can control all the areas of life like medicine, agriculture, transportation. You got to have a driver's license, so forth and so on. Especially when they can dominate all of these things that entail survival, then you are dependent upon them. That's where the law of dependability comes in. You see? And it's like they need us to need them. Without that need, they cannot control anything. Just like being in a relationship. Once a woman realizes that you can get other better looking women than her, then that's when she's gonna worry. She's gonna be like, I can't control him no more. That's why you don't see entertainers sweating no female or kissing up to no woman, because they can get women like nothing. Women, they understand that this man can get any woman that he wants. So I'm gonna be as nice and submissive to him as possible because I want him to choose me. But when the shoes are on the other foot and you don't have confidence in yourself, and you got that, you real needy acting and real dependent, like you got this dependency problem that you depend on people to be happy, and she feels that you need her, and she can tell that you love her or like her more than she likes you, then she's going to use you. She's going to control you. She's not going to even want to be with you at that point. She's going to be like, I can just use him and control him and keep him under my whip. He'll be my do boy. That's what we used to call it. Like, I'll just make him do things for me, run errands for me, pay my bills. But she'll be with another man who is not dependent upon her. You see? And that's how it works in the human prison bar system. Like, as long as they see that you need them, they're going to control you. You see, the moment you don't need them, then that's when they will let their foot up and they'll try to beg you to come back. Just like if you had like one fast food restaurant and it was the only restaurant in town, and then they got competition. The competition selling their burgers a little cheaper than the one fast food restaurant that used to be the only one in town. But when a new establishment arrives and they selling they food at a cheaper price and got better products, guess what that other fast food restaurant, guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to accommodate to you, the customer. They're going to say, you know what? Let's bring our prices down because we in competition with this company over here. So then they're going to see business leaving from them because they're going to realize we not the only establishment. We not the only fast food establishment in town. We got competition now. So we can't just treat customers any kind of way and jack our prices up because we got some competition. That's what it's like in the human prison bar system. When they see the masses of people, you know, just walking around, acting like this is the only way it is, this is why things stay the way they do. Because they realize you need them, or you acting like you need them more than they need you. And that's another law that you can go ahead and take, you know, put it in your notes, because that's another aspect of it. That needing, what's the word for it? Like that necessity spirit that you have. Like, I need this person, I need them, you see, all of that is the law of dependency, and that's what they use. You know what I'm saying? Like if people would have really woke up by now, we could have gotten rid of money by now. But the reason why they don't get rid of money is because people play into it. Man decides to do it, and everybody has played into money. And money, the people who rule the world, the people who print the money, the people who actually own the gold that the money's supposed to be backing, the people who own the gold that's supposed to be backing the money, they understand that money. Oh, look, I'm talking about money, and on the front of this person's license thing, it said green. Wow, we talking about money. That's a synchronicity. You see, the people who print the money and own the money, they didn't take over this world by money. True money is violence. True money is violence. It's not money. They got you thinking it's money. As long as they got you thinking that it's money, then you're gonna think it's money, and you're gonna operate in money and act like money is what it is that you need to survive. That's the law of dependency. When you know and I know that you can look right into nature and no animal is surviving off of eating paper. They don't survive off of eating dollar bills. That's how you know what I'm saying is true, because I can use a parable to show you. You can look into nature. That's how you know that this money thing and everything they be using against us, it plays into the law of dependency, the law of dependability. You see, because violence is the money. If I had a gun and I walked up into a store and I pointed the gun at the person behind the cash register and told him to empty out the cash register, guess what? Better yet, if I go in there and just took a bag and a gun, pointed it at the person behind the cash register, and told him to fill this bag up with all the items on the shelf. Give me all them chips over there. Give me all them Doritos. Give me all them Snapple fruit punches over there. Hurry up, hurry up. You know what I just did? I went into that store and I purchased what I wanted without using money. I used a gun. I used violence. Violence is the only real currency in this world. The United States itself is where it is because of violence, not money. They didn't come over here to the United States and buy the land from the Indians. They didn't do that. They did it by force, violence, and manipulation. After they lay the violence down, then they manipulate you to believe that it was about money, how they took over, and a business deal, and some type of trade that happened, and some type of barter that happened. So now you forget about all the other stuff, and now you living under manipulation, which is basically the law of ignorance. The law of ignorance being manifested in your not understanding what it is that you are really living. You see what I'm saying? So this is how they run this world. Through those laws that I tell you about, those 6 laws. This is how they run this world. You see? And you was constructed in these, and where the natural laws come into operation is you was placed in these natural bodies. These natural bodies operate under the law of dependency. You dependent upon your mother at birth to be breastfed. You're taught, the first thing you're taught from your mother is dependency. She is the first one who introduces you to dependency. She the first one that gives you her breast, and she breastfeeds you, right? So you learn to depend upon your mother. I always used to think when I was young, and even now, like when I see like the Natural Geographic channel, and even when I see little babies, I say to myself, humans are so helpless. Like, what if the mother just left the baby out in the cold? It would just freeze to death. You see what I'm saying? So it's like nature itself, this human prison bar system, is designed for us to be dependent upon something else. You see what I'm saying? It's like we don't even have a choice about it. How many of you would choose that when you are born that you need to feed from your mother's breast and be sitting there not able to walk or stand, not able to change or pamper? Would you do that? You get what I'm saying now? Like, we born into this dependency system, and you still got the nerve to tell me that you want to have a baby. You still got the nerve to say what I'm saying ain't right, and you can see it right in front of your eyes that this thing is set up for you to fail, and you got the nerve to tell me that you wasn't born to be dependent upon something? What's wrong with you? It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And it's under the disguise of it's beautiful. Oh, this beautiful. She's breastfeeding the baby. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but the beauty is it's a deception in the beauty. It's beautiful. Yes, she is caring. Yes, caring is a beautiful thing. Sharing is a beautiful thing. But the reason that she is sharing is not beautiful. The beauty of sharing is good, but the fact that she has to do it, that's not beautiful. It's like You was forced to do it because your parents broke that rule of not having kids. And because nobody ever told them that, they never heard no LSOTB speak about it. So because of ignorance, like I said, the law of ignorance, because of the law of ignorance, and because they broke that law of not having kids, and they fell for the law of ignorance, they did something ignorant that made them get a woman pregnant, and they committed that crime. The crime of breaking the law of the universe is this sentence, the human prison bar system. All of us we are the result of our parents breaking the rule of having kids. So this is their sentence. This is the sentence. Our DNA, you are your parents' DNA. The DNA, like I said at the beginning, everything comes from that same source, whether good, bad, ugly, manipulated, mutated, bad spirits that turn from the good, however you want to slice it, dice it, and lay it out on the table. You are still that DNA that ended up down here because of what your predecessors did, your ancestors, what they did. They broke that rule, and now you in the world. Yes, the world is beautiful. Yes, it's good to share. Yes, it's good to help the poor and all of that. But the very fact that all of that could have been prevented in the first place by not even having kids and just understanding that and getting on this next level, this left side of the brain channel level. That's what it's all about. I wish somebody would have told me this. You see what I'm saying? But I guess, everything happens for a purpose. And I feel like my purpose was to come into this world to see the answer. Because somebody had to see the answer. My ancestors didn't get it, so it was me. Out of all my ancestors, it was me who came to the realization of what it was and what it's all about and what they did wrong and what I'm doing right, so I won't make the mistake that they did. You get what I'm saying? I had to be born, and they had to learn that lesson before they could be freed out of this prison. You gotta free yourself one at a time. Your ancestors can't do it for you. Your children can't do it for you. Only you can do it. You see? Only you can do it. And I don't know. It might be a thing that if you had kids, you might have to repeat this life to get that lesson. Because you did something that you have to pay back. Like you brought somebody into this world, so maybe you have to come back into this world. Because you listen to left side of the brain now, because you understand now, you may come back as a higher elevated person with more information on top of what you already have. And then you might have to grow again and come back into this world again to understand what I'm saying right now. Or you could have one kid right now and say to yourself, I'm not having no more kids. And teach your kids the very stuff that I'm saying right now. And that could prevent you from the karma of having kids in the first place. Or you can just simply ask the Creator to forgive you. Well, it's not really a sin because you was ignorant of it. You see what I'm saying? But if you did it, don't do it again. You see? And for a person like me, I don't need kids because I'm at this level that I understand too much. I would be backsliding by having kids. I can't do that. You mean to tell me I'm gonna get this much information just to backslide? There's nobody else on YouTube talking this, and you know it. And you know it. So you found God is using me to talk to you. Somebody needs this. God, he's using me to speak to you. This is what it's about. And, it just so happens to be coming from the left side of the brain channel. It don't make me no better than nobody. It just means I'm a willing vessel. Because everybody has a will. If I didn't have a will, if I didn't will to be the vessel, then it wouldn't come through me. He would choose somebody else. But I'm a willing vessel. That's what makes you special. And when you decide to become a willing vessel, that's when you become special. That's when you become a chosen one. I told y'all that before. Once you choose to accept what's right, you become a chosen one. Regardless of your race, regardless of your gender, don't even matter. You become a chosen one. Once you realize that, you become a chosen one. And let me tell y'all about that race thing. It don't matter what your race is. I don't care if you black, I don't care if you white, because the truth is the truth. The truth don't have a color. All of that race stuff, that is about tension. It creates tension. They need that in this human prison bar system because it creates tension. Relationships creates tension. Tension. They need it. They need race differences because that plays into the law of difference. They need things to be different, and this person a Chinese, this person black, this person white. They need that. This is how they operate this system. And moreover about that race stuff, I don't care what color you are, because as long as you respect me, I respect you. And if I'm talking to a man of any race, or woman of any race, or any nationality, I'm talking to you about what I'm talking about right now. Now, if you can't get with this, then I know that you are not a united soul, and I know you one of them. The only race to me is the united souls versus them. U.S. versus trivial humans establishing mayhem. That's the only race that exists. Us versus them. And besides that, I don't fly no flag of no nation. I'm an Afrimanian. You know what that mean? A free man. My nationality, somebody say, what's your nationality? I say, oh, I'm an Afrimanian. A what? I'm an Afrimanian, a free man. Afrimanian, that's what I am. I'm an Afrimanian. I follow the truth. I'm from, what nation you from? It's a little country on the map called the United Souls of Afrimania. Oh, that's where you're from? Yeah, I'm from a little country called the United Souls of Afrimania. Oh, where's your flag? Oh, we don't have a flag, We don't have a flag. Oh yeah, we got a flag. Oh, my flag is a jaguar. It's just a jaguar. You see? That's my flag. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. One day you might see, the Olympics, they be running around the track with they different nationalities, the different flags. One day you might see the Jaguar flag on the track, and we be in the track and field of the Olympics. Representing the Jaguar Nation, left side of the brain, running the 100 meters. That would be something. Yeah, I'm just joking. Don't make fun of my corny jokes, but yeah, man, just and keep this stuff to yourself, y'all. You don't have to take this stuff out on your job and in the world, because it's for us. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to this ain't for them. It's for us. This left side of the brain thing, this is your secret getaway, You take this information, you build upon it, and when you out in the public and stuff, watch, when you out in the public, everything I'm talking about is going to play out in front of you. When you in situations on your job and stuff, you're going to be like, I see what he was talking about. I see right there, that's the illusion of difference taking place. Then you're going to say, I see right there, that's the illusion of dependability. That's the law of dependability taking place. I see right there, that's the law of abundance taking place. Oh yeah, the law of abundance mean like when people are given a certain amount of resources and more skills and talents than other people, rather by strength, size, height, to where they can take advantage of other people. They don't have necessarily the spiritual understanding, but they just have like the physical strength to where they can just physically bogard you out the way. You know what I mean? That's the law of abundance. Like dynasties and the royal family, they just born with all this excess amount of stuff that they didn't work for, but they use it to keep everybody down. That's when the law of abundance manifests. You'll see it. So when you looking in nature and you see all these things, and you'll be saying to yourself, you know what, left side of the brain, he talked about that. Yeah, that's the law of abundance. That's the law of dependability. That's the law of ignorance, why he's acting like that. That's why such and such is taking place. It's 6 laws that they govern us by. And you'll say, the reason why they can't figure out what created everything, that's the law of occurrence. Remember the law of occurrence. You can't ever know the origin of everything, how everything exactly took place, because you always come into something late. You always come into something late. A child is always born into something late. So that's the law of occurrence, meaning you was born into this thing and they didn't tell you that you was in a prison. You have to figure it out. You didn't see how it began. You didn't see the great falling away actually take place. You just ended up in the middle of it, like walking in a movie theater and not knowing. You sit in the movie theater and then you ask the person next to you, what's going on? What did I miss? You see what I'm saying? And most people will say, I don't know. I just got in here too. Like most of these dumb people in this human prison bar system, you trying to ask them for directions, and they just as lost as you. And that's where the law of occurrence come in, you see? And that's how it operates. That's how all of these 6 laws that they govern this system by, that's how it manifests itself. And if you want me to do a video like going over each one of these laws, just tell me in the comment section. If you don't know all 6 yet, I don't know if you missed the live stream. That's another thing. Y'all got to come to those live streams. Oh yeah, and a shout out to everybody who came to the live stream, everybody who called in. Shout outs to y'all. Y'all are those who called in, those who attended. You are the loyal left side of the brain subscribers. And I noticed it'd be the same people in the comment section, and those were the very ones that showed up to the live stream. We're gonna have more live streams, but you gotta attend these live streams so I don't have to always rehatch everything that I went over in the live stream. So y'all need to start attending these live streams, because this is a university, Jaguar University. So y'all need to set aside all that other stuff that y'all be doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I'm running out of time.